is DDS. From the DDS studios, we are your hosts, Blake Milton, Bradley Newberry, Matthew Parker. Well, he's got the day off. Newberry, we got another one for him, the NFC South predictions.
This is it. This is the final installment of our 2022 prediction shows. Thank you guys for joining us today here on our NFC South. Tell us about the channel a little
Absolutely, guys. While we got your attention, go ahead down below, hit the like and subscribe button for us. Really helps us out on the channel. It's quick, it's easy, it's free, doesn't cost you a daggum thing. Hit the Rumble button on Rumble. Follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. That almost didn't come out. TikTok. Never mind. You can also catch all the audio versions of these podcasts on the go on your favorite podcasting platform at DDS Sports Talk. Newberry.
Yeah.
It's
we'll
like
try to run through these.
Yeah. I mean, it's Tom Brady and a bunch of other jabronis, right? That's basically all this division is.
It does feel like it's one team. And then there's another team in this division that apparently the BUCS can't beat. Yeah. We'll talk about them. And then you've got the Panthers and the Falcons that are rebuilding seemingly every year.
Every single daggum year.
Yeah.
Every year.
But we'll get to all of them. You can skip ahead. Find your favorite team. But we're going to start with the Tampa Bay BUCS. All right, go ahead and read Parker's prediction.
We're going to start off here with Parker's prediction here about the BUCS. He's got them going 12-5. I'd be most concerned with the offensive line. How you slow Brady down is with pressure up the middle. And right now the BUCS are already on their third center.
That is a problem.
Potential
concern is offensive line.
It doesn't help that your quarterback is 176 years old, even though he
45.
doesn't look like it. He doesn't look like it. I mean, he's the fountain of youth or whatever. He's found the fountain of youth.
Giselle said he not.
But making Tom Brady move at his age is always going to be something that's going to make him probably shudder a little bit. I think that if you can get him pressure, particularly up the middle, like Parker said, it makes him have to move to his left or right. And I don't know how strong he's going to be at his age, even though he is the GOAT. Right. I don't know that is going to be his strong suit. Me personally, I'm looking at it from a similar perspective, but a little bit different angle. I think the key for Tom Brady this year is they're going to have to run the ball more. They have to. Right. They brought in Julio, but let me look. Tennessee fans, we ain't worried about no Julio Jones. I mean, he'll be hurt. Give him a couple games. He'll probably be hurt. His ankle, my ankle, coach, my ankle. Give me my money. My ankle hurts.
It's amazing that maybe he just wants to play for Tom Brady more, and maybe his body is magically healed.
I mean, I think he probably sees it as probably his last hurrah, if I had to guess. And both of them probably think that, with Gronk not in the picture, he's looking for that outlet that maybe he thinks he can trust. But I from experience, I'm not so sure that that's the guy that you want to be trusting to be there for you. But like I said, they're going to really rely, in my opinion, on Leonard Fournette to run the ball this year. Seriously. I mean, they're going to have to, at some point, Brady's miracle fountain of youth elixir that he has to run out, right?
We just don't know when.
I don't know when. I keep saying that every year.
So last year, the BUCS finished at 13-4 in the regular season behind Bruce Arians. He has retired.
Yep.
Coach is in the front office now. Todd Bowles takes over. Todd Bowles is 24-40 in his career as a head coach, mostly with the Jets. But what can you really get done with the Jets? We talked about Brady back. Kyle Rudolph comes in. Mm-hmm. Because Gronk is apparently going to stay retired this time until the postseason, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Rudolph's in. Mentioned Fournette's back. Julio Jones, Russell Gage. Can he stay healthy? I don't know. It's just pass the ball. Offense was second last year, over 30 points per game. Tom Brady led the league.
Yeah, he's
touchdowns
MVP.
And yards.
MVP, man. I mean, yeah, he should exactly should be. But I mean, dude, he had an amazing year, even at his advanced age, if you will. But it never ceases to amaze me how he always seems to be the guy that you never want to bet against.
You want to hear their running backs?
Yeah, let's hear them.
Lenny.
Playoff
Lenny. Giovanni Bernard. Keyshawn Vaughn. Rookie. Rashad White. They've got bodies.
Well, I mean, and that may be all that they really need. They need.
And we already know about Mike Evans, Julio, Chris Godwin coming off an ACL injury.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about Rudolph. They've got Cameron Brate. They can dump it off, but that's what we might see, a lot of 2-yard passes, and see what you can do after the pass.
Chip a guy, get out there, turn around. Yeah, I think that's probably a 100% what is going to happen.
O-line's going to be the big question mark, and when you come up against a team like the Saints, who you apparently can't beat in the regular season,
amazing, isn't it?
It's crazy.
I mean, you got teams like that, and then you've got the Indianapolis, Jacksonville situation. You don't usually think that in pro football you would have these kind of jinxes that just can't really happen.
It's different than college.
Yeah,
it should be different.
Like at the Tennessee Florida thing. It's just like that at times the team has been better, but it's just it's a block. They just can't get by it a lot sometimes. Just you wouldn't think that would happen in the NFL, but it's pretty interesting to see.
Not only was the offense top 2, we have a top 5 defense last year. Top 5 defense and scoring, really good against the run, allowed the most completions in the league, but that's because most of the teams found themselves trailing quickly.
Right.
So they had to pass.
Right.
You've got new defensive end, Akeem Hicks coming in. You've got a safety, Keanu O'Neal. Cornerback Logan Ryan, we know a little bit about him. Linebackers are the key with this team with White and David. And then my fun fact was they've lost 7 straight to the New Orleans Saints. I still think when you're thinking about this division, they're up there until proven otherwise.
Somebody's got to knock them off. No one is really. I mean, the Saints seem to have their number, but the Saints have really kind of been a non-factor in the rest of the division. So
I wish good luck to Byron Leftwich. Almost became the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm predicting 11-6 for the BUCS.
Man, I have no reason to think that Tom Brady's going to win any less than what he won last year.
Okay,
I'm going 13-4.
All right. We're ready to move on to a team in change. We're going to Carolina and the Panthers. All right, Blake, what does Parker have?
Parker's got them going 9-8. This team has weapons on offense. As a Titans fan, I would straight up swap my receiver group for the Panthers straight up. Wow. Right now. And Baker has something to prove. I'm not picking it, but this is that Bengals type team from last year that could surprise the entire league.
Yeah,
that is some bold words right there.
Now, Parker was bullish on the Panthers last year, too. He kind of missed that when after, 2 or 3 games, Sam Darnold took a vacation the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers finished 5-12 behind Matt Rhule. 3rd straight season of only winning 5 games.
Yep.
After the Cam 2.0 experiment didn't work, Sam Darnold didn't work.
Yep.
You bring in Matt Corral. He's hurt.
Yeah.
And then you have Baker. We've landed on Baker Mayfield, by God. Cleveland let him go. Here he is.
I'm on Baker's side with the whole Cleveland deal, but I'm not a Baker guy. I'm really not. I don't think he's anybody's answer to anything, quite frankly. I think he's just an average NFL quarterback. I think he'll somewhat get the job done, but he's not anything special. He's not going to be the kind of guy to lead a team. It's much the same criticisms that a lot of people have of Ryan Tannehill, but I think that Ryan Tannehill is probably head and shoulders above Baker Mayfield. Look, receiving, great. McCaffrey, great.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. The first name most people think of is Christian McCaffery.
I know. And does he erase some of those woes that Baker might have or faults? I mean, but at the same time, it's like, Christian McCaffrey has a problem staying healthy.
That's
too.
right. Can he just stay on the field? Can he play 17 games?
How many fantasy football coaches' dreams are shattered a year after year with Christian McCaffery going down.
Yep.
So there's a durability issue there. I think the combination of Baker and Rhule is probably not going to work out very well. I think that this is a system problem. I think Coach Rhule might be in trouble after this year.
This was probably a panic last moment thing.
Yeah.
Just a piece.
That's a good way to describe it.
Put it together at the very end. That literally happened weeks before the season started, just a couple, maybe even 1 week before the season started. Their biggest ads were in the offensive line to try to help whomever was going to be the quarterback.
Right.
They got a new guard. They have a new center from the Ravens, and Bozeman, their first round pick was Big Icky.
Iggy.
So they're expecting better things from an offensive line from that side of the ball. And then you have to talk about defense, though.
Yeah.
My thing, defense. Last year, they were 21st. Number 2 in yards allowed. Brian Burns was a Pro Bowler with 9 sacks. Shaq Thompson had 104 tackles. Their secondary is led by a couple of men, Jeremy Chin and Dante Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
Yeah, he led the group. They lost Hassan Reddick to Philly. Last year's rookie, J.C. Horn rebound. And can they get any production out of former Jag C.J. Henderson? I mean, it just traded him there for Dan Arnold and a draft pick, and so far it seems like the Jags got the better end of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions there, right?
Does he even like football? I don't know,
right? I mean, and I don't mean to hate on Carolina. I mean, but I mean, it's not like you got traded from Jacksonville to Carolina.
They both came in the league at the same time.
Exactly. I mean, you're talking about two expansion teams, 2 small markets, as most people would consider them. Really small, probably the smallest, if I had to guess. Pretty close, anyway. But
Green Bay is a pretty small market. It's just, but it's the tradition. Original.
They have no tradition in Carolina,
nor Jacksonville,
right? So I mean, I don't know.
So 3 straight years at 5 wins. Do you predict anything different?
You know,
Parker did.
I think that they will be a little bit improved, but I don't see them making too much noise. I've got them going 7 wins and 10 losses.
7 and 10.
Yeah.
Oh, why change it up? I'm going 5 and 12, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I think Rhule's done, quite frankly. I think this is a system problem.
5 and 12. Here's another team on the rebound. Have they found their quarterback? We'll discuss. We're going to Atlanta. And
all right, Parker's got them going 4 and 13. Strong words here. Everybody get ready. Outside of the Bears, they might have the worst roster in football. The only fun part about watching this team will be having Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Have fun with Marcus, Atlanta. He'll look great for a game or 2. Then you'll get a look at Ridder when Mariota gets hurt.
Not wishing an injury upon anyone, but that is just based on facts.
Yeah, it's the type of football that Marcus Mariota is built for, is the type of football that's going to get him hurt. And it has historically. Yeah, they got Kyle Pitts. I got it. Yeah, they got somebody for him to throw to, but I'm just not so sure. Again, Mariota, what was he? He was the number 2 pick that year, right?
Number 2 behind Jameis.
Yeah, Jameis was 1. These quarterbacks that get taken so high, and they run these gimmick offenses in college, I just don't know that they're really adequately prepared for the pro game because they're looking to run. They're looking to run first. No matter what they say, I know they're standing in the pocket, but they're looking for a hole to run in my opinion. And here in Tennessee, we noticed that. I mean, he's not a very accurate passer. He doesn't make too many terrible decisions. He's just not a very accurate passer. Like he's throwing it 10 rows deep into the sidelines there, just trying to throw an out pattern. But I do agree, Ridder's probably your future. I think you let Mariota kind of bring him along as much as you can, but at some point you're going to have to pull the chute and you're going to have to go with Ridder because you got to find a way to get the ball to your playmakers.
I think we see the rookie sooner than later in the season. Matt Ryan, longtime Falcons, is gone. This is what the front office wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye to the veteran. It's not like he had a bad year last year, but it's just that time.
It's time to move on.
He's gone to the Colts, and he'll get sacked 50 times, hopefully. But Mariota is the stopgap.
Mm-hmm.
Ridder is the let's see, because to me, this is a free pass.
Yeah.
This is clearly a rebuild. And guess what? If you do bad, the draft is supposed to be stocked with quarterbacks again.
That's why I would get Ridder in this year.
Why not? Let's
find out what you got.
Let's see what it is right now.
Yeah, I think that the chain has to be short on Mariota. I think that the first sign of trouble, you better have Desmond Ridder ready to go, because, like you said, you're going to have the Falcons are probably going to have one of the top picks in the draft. There's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a lot of quarterback talent.
Yeah. I mean, if they start somehow 2-0, then okay, leave Mariota in.
Yeah. I'm not telling you to tank. I don't like the idea of tanking.
But if you start losing, why not? Let's go ahead and see what the kid can do.
Really find out if Desmond Ridder has the juice, if you will.
Parker mentioned Drake London. They brought in Brian Edwards from the Raiders. Last year, they were 26th in scoring. So to me, there's room for the positive.
Yeah.
You can
positive
move up,
regression
you can
has to
move up. Kyle Pitts quietly had over 1,000 yards, but only one touchdown. That was interesting.
That is interesting, actually.
The old slash man, Cordell Patterson, had 1,160 yards and 11 touchdowns. That is the guy that's finding the end zone.
That's a vault for life right there. That's a vault for life.
That
you know what I'm saying?
Holy moly.
Dadgum.
But then there's defense. They were almost last. They were 29th in the league in scoring defense. They lost their leader, Foye Aluakon, to the Jacksonville Jaguars in free agency. He had 192 tackles, 2 sacks, and 3 picks. He was basically doing everything for their defense.
Right?
They can't get to the quarterback. They only had 18 sacks, and a third of that production is gone in Foye.
Hey, you better call this a rebuilding year, because you've got to find something to build up this defense, either in the offseason or with the draft.
Yeah. And I'm going to predict them in that manner. I think they're going to win 4 games. I'm going 4-13. Set yourself up for a nice top 5 draft pick.
I'm going to say Desmond Ridder gets in the game a little bit sooner than we think this season. And I think maybe he'll make a slight difference. But I mean, given the climate of the league, I think they're still going to be down towards the bottom. I've got them going 5-12.
All right. But now this little pesky team that continues to beat the BUCS. We're going to NOLA, New Orleans Saints. Last year, they finished 9-8 behind coach. Well, actually, they have new coach Dennis Allen this year. New era of football. What does Parker think?
Well, he's got them going 11-6, believe it or not. I'm higher on this team than most people. Winston was very good before getting hurt, throwing 14 TDs and just 3 INTs. Kamara looks to play all year and maybe be suspended for part of next. Wow. And as always, this defense will be superior. I'm very close to picking the win to this division, since they own Tom Brady.
I don't know if they necessarily own Brady.
Man, those are some strong. Parker, not being here, he's taking some strong shots here.
They own the BUCS anyway in the last 7 meetings. But new era. I mean, Peyton's out. Drew Brees is out. I mean, we're talking about Dennis Allen and Jameis Winston.
Yeah. So I am, believe it or not, I think that Jameis, if he can stay healthy, has got the potential to rise in this.
So
this
you
division.
don't think that Jameis is on the same path as Mariota? You think it's a different path? You think it's a better?
Well, Jameis is
more upside.
He's a thrower. He's a gunslinger. He wants to throw the ball, and he kind of took a different path coming into the league. He had a terrible time down there in Tampa.
He threw 30-something touchdowns, but he also had 30 picks.
Exactly. So he kind of, I don't know if this was by choice or they made him do this. Either way, I think it benefited him to come and be behind Drew Brees. to learn that system, to watch. Regardless of how ignorant we sometimes think Jameis Winston is, I think he's actually got a pretty decent football IQ. I think he's going to
good lobster legs, crab leg.
Exactly. The jokes are always there. But the reality is, though, I think that he's got a decent football head on his shoulders. I think that, like Parker said, he was showing some improvement early in the year before he got hurt. Is he going to, be MVP? Nah, I don't think necessarily that. But I think he's going to be a step or two better than he was last year, and probably several steps better than he was when he was in Tampa. I think if anybody is going to challenge the BUCS, it's going to be the Saints this year.
There's no question. They added rookie wide receiver Chris Olave. They've added a 5-time Pro Bowler at wide receiver in Jarvis Landry.
Mm-hmm.
They've added rookie tackle Trevor Penning. So it's not like they're just sitting there doing nothing. They're trying to retool, rebuild in this new era of Saints football.
Well, yeah, I mean, and look, the Brady train cannot go on forever.
God, we've said that for 6 years.
Well, I mean, and they thought maybe it was going to be this year. It was going to stop. But I could definitely see a scenario where as soon as Tom Brady retires, the Saints immediately are now the favorite in this division. And rightfully so. And I think that they could have a chance to overtake them this year, but I'm not so sure that they've got the juice this year to do it.
If Jameis goes down, then you still have Taysom Hill, who is tight end, quarterback, running back, fullback, whatever. Andy Dalton, journeyman, once a top draft pick of the Bengals.
You got some experience. It's not like
you're throwing in Logan Woodside.
Exactly. I didn't want to say it, but you said it. You're not turning to a guy that you wouldn't want out there in a million years. You at least have some experience out there. So I guess want to talk about his defense. Let's talk about
defense. Was really good. Defense was fourth in scoring, led by Cam Jordan with 12.5 sacks. They brought in some new faces with 2 new safeties, actually. Honey Badger. Matthews
little
there.
Guy
Marcus May. Marcus May joins them too.
Honey Badger coming home.
Let's go to Louisiana, LSU.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I think that these are great fits to a defense that's already really good.
Cornerbacks are good.
It's part of the reason that I think that Jameis will have some experience. I think that the defense will some success. I think that the defense will keep them in a lot of games. And they're going to hand the ball back to them quite a bit because I have a feeling that Honey Badger is not just there to watch and be an observer. I think he's going to be there to pick some balls off.
What was Parker's prediction? I've already forgot.
11-6. 11-6.
All right. So he's got them up there. That's probably good enough to make the NFC. It's got to be good enough to make the NFC playoffs anyway.
You would think.
Do you see them overtaking Tampa or being kind of in that number 2 spot good enough for playoffs? Or maybe neither. Maybe you're not as bullish.
I think this is going to be the surprise team in the NFC. I've got them going 13-4.
13. That's a big win total.
I've
winning the division.
I think I'm not going to say they're going to win the division.
Well, what did you say Tampa was?
13-4.
Oh, you did. You had them tied. Well, that's interesting because I have them tied too. I had Tampa at 11-6. I have New Orleans at 11-6, but this is what breaks it.
I've got Tampa winning the tiebreaker.
Listen to this, how it will go down. Both of them are 11-6. Kicker Will Lutz will kick the game winner against Tampa Bay and the Saints. Sweep.
Who dat?
They sweep Tampa Bay again. And a part of their 11-6, they own a 2-0 record against the BUCS. The Saints win the division.
Oh boy. Who dat? Who dat?
When the Saints come marching in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Well,
let's
guys,
go down to Bourbon Street.
Let's do it. Party on Bourbon Street, guys. Thanks for joining us for this our 2022 NFC South prediction show. We appreciate you being here. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below on your way out. Give us a rumble on Rumble. Follow us on all of our social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And you can catch all the audio versions on the go on your favorite podcasting platform. Newberry, final thoughts.
My final thoughts are, Brady, stop teasing Giselle. If you're going to retire, stay at home. Stop making her nervous and mad. Just stay retired. If you want to play football with the boys, don't tease it. Just stay with the boys.
Well, my final thought, as always, it's two-tone blue all the way. None of these teams could beat the daggum Titans this year.
Oh, good
Two-tone
gracious.
blue all the way. You guys be well.